Welcome back to Birds of a Feather. This is your daily Baltimore sports podcast. My name is Nathan Stroud, and today we're going to be going over this Orioles and Red Sox game that just ended about 10 minutes ago. This was a very chill, normal game. Nothing too crazy happened in this game. Not a lot to go over regarding this game in general, but the Orioles do lose this game 4-3 to the Red Sox at home in Baltimore. This is game 1 of 4 of this 4-game series against the Red Sox, and they lose today, 4-3. Tomoyuki Sagano gave up all 4 runs that were scored by the Red Sox in this game. He overall had an okay day. It wasn't anything crazy. He was able to get through 6 innings, giving up 4 runs. The bullpen came in and played well. It could have been a lot worse for the Orioles in terms of their pitching. Tomoyuki Sagano could have had a little bit better of a day, but at the end of the day, it wasn't like the worst start in the entire world. The best part about it was that he was actually able to push 6 innings in this game, and it still did give the Orioles a chance to win this game, but the Orioles had a lead early in this game. They were up 3-1, and then immediately kind of got taken away, and it was 4-3, and then that score stayed like that the rest of the day. But Colton Cowser on offense today, he had an incredible game. He had a 3-hit day, and he also had a 3 RBI day, including a solo home run in this game. Colton Cowser also was the entire offense for the Orioles. He drove in every run that they scored. So shout out to Colton Cowser because he has been struggling a little bit this season, obviously including with the injury and all that stuff, him coming back from injury, not necessarily playing too well. He had a fantastic game today, so hopefully that can really kickstart something in him as we finish out the rest of this year. But also something that was pretty funny that ended up happening in today's game was that the Orioles officially have actually tied their total losses of the 2024 season. Last year, the Orioles went 91-71, and this year they are currently 60-71. So they have already officially tied their losses of the entirety of last year with 31 games left to play now. Yeah, the Orioles, obviously the struggles have been real, but to see that we have the exact same amount of losses as we did last year, and it's not even September yet, is kind of crazy. But again, we know how the struggles have been for this Orioles team this year. Unfortunately, this is the position that we are in. We are back to being 11 games below 500, but as we move on throughout this year, again, we focus on development. We also hope that the Orioles can go out there and win games to have some sort of momentum heading into next year. But just watching the development of guys like Basayo and Beavers and Trevor Rogers obviously continuing to do his thing, and also just the young guys on the team in general. You want to see them play well, so going into next year, you can have those expectations and those level of consistency that you would hope from them. So let's just go over this game in a little bit more detail. So going over this Red Sox and Orioles game, obviously the Orioles lose 4-3 to the Red Sox. The Orioles record sits at 60-71 on the year. They are 11 games below 500 on the season. They are 3 games below 500 at home. And the Orioles offense didn't do anything crazy in this game. They only had 6 total hits compared to the Red Sox 7. So 6 hits for the Orioles. They scored 3 runs on those 6 hits, all thanks to Colton Cowser. They were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They left 6 guys on base. And the Orioles and Red Sox were very similar in this game. Red Sox were 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Orioles were 1 for 8 with runners in scoring position. So a very, very even game overall. But the Red Sox were able to have that big 3-run homer by Jarren Duran in the 5th inning, and that was really the ultimate reason why they won. In the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th innings, it was scoreless across the board for both teams. So that home run that Duran hit really was the go-ahead home run to win the game. Because at that point, it was really just like a battle of the bullpens. But going over the offense, Jackson Holliday was leading off in today's game. He went 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. Not a great day from him. Jeremiah Jackson continues to play in this 2 spot. He goes 1 for 4 today with 2 strikeouts. Gunnar Henderson goes 1 for 3 with a run scored. Ryan Mountcastle goes 0 for 3 with a run scored because of a hit by pitch. And then Kobe Mayo goes 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. The Orioles did strike out a lot today, as you can see. They struck out 13 total times in this game. And the only player to not strike out, actually, was Samuel Basayo. So shout out to him, but we'll go over him in a second. But Kobe Mayo 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And then Colton Cowser player of the game, man of the day, had an incredible game today. Had the most hits of any player in this game, including the Red Sox. He was also the only Oriole with multiple hits, and he was also responsible for half of the total hits that the Orioles had. So this was really just like the Colton Cowser show today. But he went 3 for 4 with a solo home run and a 2 RBI single that he drove in with the bases loaded, 2 outs in the third inning. So in the second and third inning, Colton Cowser drove in all 3 of the runs that the Orioles scored in today's game. With 3 for 4, 3 RBIs, a solo home run, 2-run single that he hit. So overall, this was the Colton Cowser show. Drove in all the runs for the Orioles. Shout out to him. He's been struggling a little bit this year, so it was really nice to see him go out there today and do well. And go out there and do well, because it's been a little bit of a struggle for him since he's come back from that injury. But then after Colton Cowser was Samuel Basallo batting 7th in this game. And Samuel went 0 for 4 in this game. But he did not strike out, which is good. But he was hitting the ball very hard in this game on a couple of his at-bats. He was hitting the ball very hard, but it was just right to the infielder or just a long fly out to the outfield. And you could see that he was very visibly frustrated with himself. Like, you could see it in his eyes that he was frustrated with how he did. We're just frustrated that it ended up being an out. And I think that obviously when he was in AAA, when he'd hit the ball that hard, it would kind of just like go past the defender or like go over the outfielder's head. So this was kind of like a welcome to the big league moment in a way. And same with like the Jesus Sanchez robbed home run in his first game in Houston. He's had a couple of welcome to the MLB moments, welcome to the big league moments. Today was definitely one of them. He hit the ball very hard, just could not end up getting on base today. And one thing with Samuel Basallo is he really does not take a lot of pitches. He is very, very aggressive at first pitch swings a lot. And, it's a little frustrating sometimes. But again, if Samuel Basallo has a game like he did today where he goes 0 for 4, doesn't get on base, but, you look at the positives of things. He hit the ball very well, didn't strike out in today's game. He was putting the ball in play, he was hitting the ball well. And over time, eventually that's going to lead to good things. But if there's people out there that are like worried that Samuel Basallo is going to go into some crazy slump, or if he's just going to like be trash, which I don't think a lot of people are, because I think most people are normal, but we have to take a step back, guys, and remember that Samuel Basallo is the youngest player in the major leagues right now. He just turned 21 like a week and a half ago. He's the youngest player in the major leagues, and in his first 4 games, he showed us a lot of what he's capable of doing. He hasn't necessarily been incredible. Obviously, he doesn't have a home run yet, which I think is a big reason why people are not saying anything incredibly positive about him recently. And I don't know if it's just me or whatever it is, but Samuel Basallo in his first few, even in his first few games in the MLB, he's shown how good he can be. And again, everyone in baseball is going to go 0 for 4. Everybody's going to go 0 for 4, but it's not like he went out there today and struck out 4 times. He didn't strike out. He hit the ball very well. He didn't get on base, but I mean that's fine. Again, this guy's 21 years old. He just turned 21 a week and a half ago. He's the youngest player in baseball. We just signed him to an 8-year extension. He has plenty of time to figure things out and get things going. And to be honest with you, he is probably going to be the favorite to win Rookie of the Year next year in the American League. So I cannot wait for a full season of Samuel Basallo. Said the same thing about Jackson Holliday this year, and obviously Jackson has been great this year. Obviously he hasn't been some elite MVP player, but again, Jackson Holliday is also 21 years old. He also still has a lot of time to develop and do good, which we're going to be waiting on and watching over time. But Basallo, for anybody that's freaking out about Basallo already, have some patience. He's going to be fine. He's going to be okay. We've seen him. We've seen what he's capable of. We know how hard he hits the ball. We know he has the potential to be one of the best pure hitters in baseball. And we just have to watch and see him develop. Dylan Carlson in this game batted after Basallo in the 8-hole. He went 1 for 3 with a walk in this game, got on base twice. And then Luis Vasquez went 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. So overall, the offense didn't necessarily play amazing. Again, only 6 total hits. Colton Cowser had half of the total hits. And he also drove in all of the runs for the Orioles in this game. So Colton Cowser really put on a great performance today, so shout out to him. But going over to the pitching, nothing too crazy here. The Orioles ended up only using 3 pitchers in this game. The Red Sox did have a bullpen game today. They used, 5 pitchers in this game, where the Orioles only used 3. So for the rest of the series, the Orioles bullpen should have the rest advantage. But Sagano in this game did get credited the loss. He gave up all of the runs that the Red Sox scored, which was 4. He got through 6 innings of work, gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, had 6 strikeouts, gave up 2 home runs, an 87 pitch count over 6 innings. His ERA is back to a low 4 at a 4.06. So Sagano, overall, his season's been all right. He does have a lot of wins. 10 wins is very nice to see from him, especially for a team that's 11 games below 500. To have a winning record is crazy. But Sagano didn't have the worst game ever. We've seen a lot worse from Sagano, but we've also seen a lot better. Just an overall, whatever game from Sagano. The bullpen, though, with Grant Wolfram and Corbin Martin, they came in for 3 innings and shut it down. Only allowed 1 hit in those 3 innings, no runs, no walks, and had 5 strikeouts as well in those 3 innings. So shout out to Grant Wolfram and Corbin Martin today out the bullpen. They did very good. They kept the Orioles in check, and they gave him a chance to really come back later on this game and win. But Sagano, his game was not horrible. This game was obviously still very winnable. He gave up 4 runs, which isn't great, but the Orioles scored 3, and it just wasn't really enough to get over the hump and win. The Orioles in innings 6, 7, 8, and 9 had a chance to score 1 run to tie or 2 runs to take a lead, and they just could not do it. Unfortunately, the Red Sox bullpen really got the best of them after Ryan Fitz gave up those runs. But Garrett Whitlock, Aroldis Chapman, Steven Matz, they all did really good in this game. So shout out to the Red Sox. They did their thing. They did well. They held the Orioles in check in this game, and we just couldn't come back against them. But it is a 4-game series. There will be a game tomorrow at 5:30, same time as yesterday. And tomorrow's game is going to be one that I am so incredibly excited for. This is one of those games where, honestly, this is one of the most exciting and hyped up games I have been all year. And that is because a certain somebody is making his season debut and is coming back from Tommy John surgery. And his name is Kyle Bradish. This guy is the ace of the Baltimore Orioles. Obviously, Trevor Rogers, he's been incredible. He's been doing his thing. But, Trevor Rogers and Kyle Bradish, obviously it's not a competition between the two. They're really going to be like a 1A, 1B type of plan going into next year, unless we go out and get like an elite pitcher that's above them. But as of right now, Bradish and Rogers are definitely the 2 best pitchers on the team. Even though Kyle hasn't pitched, we understand what he's capable of. He is recovering from that Tommy John, which is a little bit scary. I hope that he's still somewhat what he was, somewhat of the same player that he used to be. And if he's anything near what he consistently has been for the Orioles, then we are in for an absolute treat, because Kyle Bradish is back tomorrow, starting for the Orioles, and this has been the guy that we've been waiting on all year. Obviously, him and Grayson Rodriguez going into the year were considered to really be our 2 best pitchers. Grayson isn't going to play at all this year, but Kyle Bradish is recovering from Tommy John, and Kyle Bradish is now back on the Orioles. And the biggest thing for Kyle for tomorrow, the biggest thing for him is I hope that he can go through the rest of the season, play well, and just have a very good next month of baseball in his starts. I don't really know how many starts he's really going to get, but in the amount of starts that he has over the next month of the season, I just hope and pray that he does well, he does solid, and he can carry that momentum into next year. Because Kyle Bradish, no matter who we pick up this offseason, he's going to be a top 3 pitcher on this team. Same with Trevor Rogers. And if the Orioles go out, for example, and get Framber Valdez, who's somebody who I think a lot of Orioles fans, including myself, would be very happy with getting. Let's say they do go out and get Framber Valdez. You would have Framber, Kyle Bradish, Trevor Rogers as your 1, 2, 3. With guys, I guess, like Dean Kramer maybe as a back-end guy, maybe Cade Povich as a back-end guy, something like that. But this Orioles team getting Kyle Bradish back, I don't know if y'all really understand how important this is. Kyle Bradish is a certified top-end guy for the Orioles pitching staff, and this is something that we've been waiting on all year. We've been waiting to see Kyle Bradish. He's going to help not only the pitching staff in general, but he's going to help the back end of the pitching as well for them to not be in such, intense situations. With obviously having Kyle Bradish, having Trevor Rogers, those two guys, 1A, 1B for the ace role. We're going to be watching those guys intensely the rest of the season, and hopefully next year Kyle Bradish, Trevor Rogers can be those two guys, unless, again, we go out and get another quality pitcher who's better than them. But Kyle Bradish is one of the better pitchers in the American League when he's healthy. He's proven that. In 2023, he was 4th in American League Cy Young voting. And I just hope that Kyle Bradish can do well tomorrow. Obviously, I do think he's going to be limited. But throughout the rest of the year, I just hope that he can play well and play somewhat like the Kyle Bradish of old. And just go into next season with some sort of momentum. Because, again, Kyle Bradish is so important to this team moving forward, and it's going to be super important for next season and us trying to win games. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning into and listening to this episode of Birds of a Feather. If you like this content, make sure to subscribe on YouTube, follow up on Spotify, make sure to like the video on YouTube as well. Also, make sure to check out the Twitter and the Instagram. It's going to be in the link of whatever bio you're listening on or whatever platform you're listening on. Make sure to click the link in the bio, check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram. Posting live updates on any time anything happens. Like on Twitter, live updates throughout the games, live updates to any sort of breaking news regarding the Ravens or Orioles. So make sure to give that a chance and make sure to go check that out. Obviously, tough loss for the Orioles today, but tomorrow is Kyle Bradish's return day. I can't even believe I'm saying those words out of my mouth, but it's very, very exciting to see Kyle Bradish coming back. It's going to be a lot of fun, so very looking forward to tomorrow's game. Obviously, I'll have an episode up sometime tomorrow night talking about that, and also in tomorrow's episode, we're going to be going over the Ravens official 53-man roster that's going to get released. Tomorrow is officially cut day in the NFL, so we should know the full Ravens 53-man roster. So we're going to be going over that, kind of reviewing that, and then from there, football season really is right around the corner because you'll have your 53-man roster. Again, preseason's already over, and now your sole focus is at Week 1 against Buffalo on primetime. The revenge game in Buffalo. We're ready for it. It's going to be very exciting. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have a lot of stuff to go over tomorrow, so I'll see you guys later. You have a great rest of y'all's day. Go O's, go Ravens, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.